Rebecca Longworth. I'm a fourth generation farmer, Mungindi district. We grow broadacre wheat, barley, chickpeas and irrigated crops, mainly cotton. I farm alongside my brother who's based in Brisbane and my sister and brother-in-law. And we have 10 to 12 permanent employees.
What was it like growing up, I guess, with history and with the property that's been in the family?
I guess it's always been aware that we're, it's a bit of a legacy, like it's been carried on. But we also was encouraged by our parents that we don't have to come back farming. Like you can go do anything you want to do. It wasn't you've got to come back. We've just chosen those careers ourselves. We had a big break, 10 or so years before we moved back. So we had experiences in other workplaces and other careers, and then we decided to come back. The catalyst for that was actually Dad's health. Dad was running the business and he was having a lot of health issues. So at that time we were like, well, is it now or never to give it a go, to come back and see if this is what we want, like whether we want to take over the farming game. And so that's what we did. And Dad's health was still up and down. And probably our succession as such through transitioning Dad out of the business was probably about 6 years when we came back. Ups and downs, a bit of a roller coaster. It took a lot of meetings, a lot of counselling, using a lot of consultants to work through that process. Yeah.
And that seems to be a story that's repeated in every farming family. Why do you think it is so hard?
Yeah, I think it's hard for a generation to retire and move on because they've lived and breathed it like pretty much their whole life. Like a lot of these, we're thinking about the farmers in their 60s plus, they probably moved back when they were 16 and that's all they've known. So I think it's scary. The unknown is scary. And I think a lot of these farmers farm 24/7, they don't usually have another outlet, they don't usually have hobbies. So for them just to suddenly go, right, I'm done, let's move on, I'll move to the coast and happy days, it's not that easy for them. It's a big struggle. And I understand that, it would be to just suddenly pull up stumps. So I know the way we did it was a transition. It wasn't just suddenly cold turkey, it was transitioning our dad out of the business. And he still sits on our board. He's not completely out of the business. He has no financial ties anymore, but he sits on our board as an advisor and still, gives his thoughts on what happened in the past for him, which is valuable, how he's done something which may or may not work for us, but he's there to advise. It works really well for us.
Intergenerational change of hands. That must mean that every generation is farming responsibly.
Our mission statement at South Bunarba Agriculture is to produce quality products which are environmentally sustainable while also contributing to our community and the well-being of our staff. We're not here to ruin the beautiful country we've had in our care for the last several generations. It's up to us to sustain it and to farm it responsibly so then we can pass it on. And part of our sustainability practices is being part of the myBMP program, best management practices. You get audited across your whole farming business from HR to water management to ensure that we're farming the most sustainably and ethically as we can. We're proud to be myBMP accredited because it is one of those steps that show that we are doing what we can to be sustainable across our farming practices, and not just in cotton but across all of our commodities we produce. And no regrets coming back to Mungindi. It is a beautiful community and I love farming here, love raising my children here.